8:41 right now. Beginning this month, 60% of last May's college graduates face the burden of repaying staggering amounts of student loan debt. And for some, it can be overwhelming trying to figure out how to pay off that debt. Here to help us sort it all out is Reyna Gobel, a student loan expert with wisebread.com, also the author of Cliff Notes on Graduation Debt. And that sounds like a fantastic read for all of us who have been in this situation at some point in our life. And boy, when that day gets here, it is not a fun day, is it, to start that payment?
No, and the first thing, just like when you get a high credit card bill, is you want to hide, you want to run.
Right.
You don't want to deal with it.
And you probably have a lot of people right now that are doing just that or have already missed that first payment.
Yeah, and you know what's great about student loans, about any other kind of debt, is that you do have options to postpone payments if you need it, and also to find another great payment plan. So the first thing is don't run. In fact, do quite the opposite. Go on the Student Loan Data System website, find all your loans, make sure that if you consolidate, you're not missing anything, and really look at what payment plan you can afford. Pay as you earn is great for some people. That's where it's based on your income, not great for others, but it can be a fantastic plan. And you'd be surprised who qualifies. Someone who makes $100,000 a year could qualify if they just happen to have a heck of a lot of student loan debt.
But the bottom line there is, if the plan that you have now, if you feel like you can't afford it, there may be other options out there. You just have to look for them.
Sure, and you can change plans about once a year. But in the meantime, if you can't afford your payment, you can call up your student loan servicer and say, look, I can't afford this. Can I get a payment break? And you may be able to get 6 months or a year so that you can just practice making those payments and get to the point where you really can afford it. Or next year, if you do take a break for a year, it's like, okay, I can get on a payment plan then that I can afford. I can work on my budget. I have a friend who just looked up what their car insurance rates were and their home insurance rates were and compared and saved about $1,000 a year. That's a lot of student loan payments.
Without a doubt. We all know people who have deferred and deferred and deferred, but that balance isn't going anywhere. At some point, it's going to catch up to us, right?
Oh, exactly. But you don't want to be scared of it. You just want to say, okay, what payment plans might be good for me? How can I start making payments? And don't feel like you have to pay it all off tomorrow, because that's the opposite reaction. It's like, oh, I've got $60,000 in debt.
It's overwhelming.
Yeah, it's like I need to pay this off in 5 years. $5, $10 extra a month goes a long way. It could save you a year off of your payments. So you do it as you can. You make direct debit payments, which can save you 0.25% interest, which can also save you a few months on the end of your payment plan.
It's one of those things, just like with buying a house or a car. It doesn't sound like a lot when you're talking about the percentage rates and things like that, or the extra $10 or $20 a month, but it really does add up. It really does make a difference to do the math there. Reyna, what happens if somebody already is in over their head? Maybe they've missed some payments. Maybe they're in default at this point. Are there options, or is that game over in the land of paranoia when it comes to our debts?
Well, if there's one place I would like my borrowers not to live, it's in the land of paranoia, but it happens. I defaulted on a loan myself. It was a little over 10 years ago. Basically, I had 16 loans, which is very easy to do, and I missed one. One loan, $2,000, $3,000, turned into about $5,000 because I just forgot about it for 10 years. I had no idea it existed. That's why I want people on the student loan data system. But I recovered from it. It's even removed from my credit report. They do that for you. You get on an income-based default plan, call up your servicer. It's now mandatory that there's income-based default payments, just like there is for your regular student loan payments. So you can get out of it. You can recover from this. Your credit will recover. The only way not to recover is to bury your head and say, I don't want to deal with it.
All right. If people want more information, what's the website that they can find more information?
wisebread.com/newgrads. We have articles on all the repayment plans and also links to the very important calculators. And then Cliff's Notes Graduation Debt, the second edition, comes out in paperback on April 22nd, but they can get the Kindle edition now.
Sounds like a lot of people will be able to take advantage of that. Reyna, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much.
And congrats
Wonderful
on
being here.
Paying off your dozen-plus loans. My goodness, it sounds overwhelming.
Still working on it,
okay.
But they're managed.
Well, and this is why we listen to you, because you know what you're talking about. You've been there. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
8:45.